the topic of today's discussion is how to use UART in LPC2148 microcontroller. In the previous session, we discussed the basics of UART communication in LPC2148 microcontroller. In this class, we go about writing the library functions for UART and start using that for practical application. So in order to use UART communication, the most widely used functions are how to initialize UART. The first thing, this will open the serial communication channel. Second function is, of course, how to transmit data via UART. The third one is to write a function for receiving data via UART. So these are the very minimal set of functions you need for starting using your UART communication. You can build later. So let us start with the initialization first. So first and foremost, in order to initialize UART, in order to use UART, it is necessary that you have to define the functionality of the pins which are concerned with UART communication. I told you already, pin number 19 and 21 are concerned with UART 0, and pin number 33 and 34 are port 0.8 and 9 are concerned with UART 1. So this is for UART 1, this is for UART 2. Both are identical, so we are not discussing UART 1. Let us focus our attention towards UART 0. Port 0.0 and 0.1 as transmit pin and receive pin respectively. We have to use pin select. So I told you yesterday, pin select 0 is controlling port 0.0 to port 0.15. So these 16 pins, each pin requires 2 bits. So 16 pin require 32 bits of pin select 0. And pin select 1 governs port 0.16 to port 0.31. So these 16 pins, the functionality is given with pin select 1. Pin select 2 controls the functionality of P1.16 to P1.30. So these are the 16 pins controlled by pin select. So where are these transmit and receive pins are located? Port 0.0 and 0.1. And where it is controlled by pin select. So the first and foremost job is pin select 0 is equal to hexadecimal 05. How this data is arrived? In the first 2 bits. Okay. So in the first 2 bits, we have to write a value of 01. Why 01? Because the transmit data is the first special function in port 0.0. So this is port 0.0 and this is port 0.1. So in terms of bit positions, this is bit 0, bit 1, bit 2 and bit 3. So 2 and 3 of pin select 0 controls the functionality of port 0.1. So how do I want to configure port 0.1? Again as receive pin. Receive pin is again the first special function. So I again write a value of 01. So 000, 01, 01 is hexadecimal 5. So configuring this would make port 0.0 and 0.1 as UART pins. So that is the first job that I have to do. So far we haven't dealt with this because we have not used any other operation other than GPIO. That is why we have not used. Once you started using the pins for multiple functionalities, we may have to use it. In fact, I would advise you to write a general purpose function for this pin select so that if I pass a particular pin and which exact functionality I want, the function should automatically configure that particular pin to the required functionality instead of doing this math. Let us do that later on. The second one is line control register. The line control register will set the mode of UART and the way in which the UART function works. So UART line control registers, first 2 bits are used for setting the mode. So if I'm interested in 8-bit mode, I have to write a value of 1 here. And the last bit is called the divisor latch access bit, DLAB bit. So I have to write a value of 1 here in order to access the device latch registers. Why we have to access the device latch registers? In order to set the baud. So the very first thing that I would be doing is UART 0 line control register is equal to hexadecimal 81100000. So this is what we do for setting 8-bit mode for UART 0 of LPC21. Third thing comes setting of the baud rate. I told you already, peak clock is coming at 60 MHz and this is 9600 times of 16, baud rate times of 6. So if you divide these two, the total value of divisor would be 60 MHz all divided by 9600 into, so that what is the value? 391. So if you load 391 in the divisor, You have to divide the 60 megahertz into 9600 into 16. So we have to figure out with this 391 what is the value of UART0 divisor latch LSB and what is the value of UART0 divisor latch. So convert this 391 decimal to hexadecimal. It gives you hexadecimal 0187. So in this hexadecimal 0187, 87 is a lower byte, so it goes to UART0 divisor latch LSB, 01 goes to MS. Okay, so how to initialize UART? First, we have to configure the pin select to configure the pins as UART. So that we use pin select 0. Later, you have to write the value of 8-bit UART communication for line control register with the DLAB bit as 1. Later on, load the values of DL0, UART0 DLL and DLM with suitable values for 9600 baud. Later on, clear the DLAB bit. Why we have to clear the DLAB bit? If you don't clear the DLAB bit, later on you cannot access the critical register like transmit and receive registers of you. So that is the thing. So let us convert this into a source code. So let us take a new header file and save this as UART.h. So I want 3 functions. The first function is unit UART. So it is not taking any parameter. Void unit UART. So this will initialize my UART. So I told you already, if we have nothing, put void. The next function that I would be interested in is sending data. So send UART. It also takes a parameter unsigned character my data. So whatever the data that you want to send, you send it here. The third function that I would be interested is void receive UART. This fellow will receive data from UART. In this case, it doesn't take any parameter, but it will accept and it will return a value to the sending. So unsigned character, it returns a character to the calling function. So that is the format. So let us go about and build upon these 3 functions one by one so that we can use that library for programming UART. So this is my first function. This is my second function. And this is my third function. This is my third function. Okay. So let us start with initializing UART. So initializing UART, obviously, we require a 60 megahertz clock. So that is where our operation starts. So I directly call my init PLL function here. So this will ensure that I have 60 megahertz clock here. Later, I have to set the UART0 pins. So pin select 0 SFR, I write with the value of hexadecimal 05. So that will make the first two pins of port 0 and port 1 as UART pins. And then we have to set the mode of UART communication as 8-bit. So UART0 line control register LCR is equal to hexadecimal 83. Why 83? DLAB bit is equal to 1. DLAB is equal to 1. Device latch access bit. DLAB equal to 1. And the first 2 bits as 11 for 8-bit UART. 8-bit UART. So this is UART0. Once you put the DLAB equal to 1, now it's time for you to set the baud rate using the device latch. So UART0 divisor latch LSB, that is equal to hexadecimal 01. And then UART0 divisor latch MSB. This fellow is equal to hexadecimal. So this fellow is 01 actually. This fellow is 87. Why? This is hexadecimal 0187 for 9600 baud. The total divisor value is hexadecimal 0187 and in decimal it is 390. So that is setting the baud rate. Once you set the baud rate, immediately you clear the DLAB. So how do I clear the DLAB bit? So I just copy this instruction and paste it. Only difference is instead of 83, I make it as 03. So in this case, DLAB equal to 0. Why I make DLAB bit equal to 0? Because later on, I have to access the serial communication register, transmit holding register and receive buffer register. So that is the reason why I clear this. Okay. So right. So what is this function do? It will initialize the serial communication. It will open the channel for UART. Next one is transmitting data via UART. So how do you transmit data via UART in 8051 microcontroller? You put the data into serial buffer and wait for the transmitting. So similarly, what is the equivalent for SBUF here? So we have 2 registers, separate registers. UART0 transmit holding register. So that is where we have to put the data. So once I put the data, the microcontroller will start transmitting it. Now we have to check whether the data transmission is done. So how do I check the data transmission is done? We have to check a flag the UART0 line status register. So UART0 line status register. S stands for status. So you take UART0 line status register and you check the fifth bit of that fellow. Fifth bit is the flag that controls whether that has the status of whether the transmission is complete. So you take hexadecimal 01 and then you left shift this fellow by 5 times. And if the logical, if the bitwise end of this entire result, okay, if it is equal to 0, that means transmission is not over. So in that case, you wait there. While as long as the result is 0, I keep waiting there. Why I keep waiting there? Because I want the transmission to be complete before we go for the next data to be transmitted. And loading a new data would automatically clear this bit. So let us not waste our time in clearing this bit. So while UART0 line status register, take hexadecimal 01 and left shift this by 5 times. Why I do this 5 times? Because the fifth bit of the UART0 line status register has a flag. What is the name of that flag? Transmit holding register empty flag. THRE flag. What is the name of the flag? Transmit holding register empty flag. So that flag will become 1 once the transmit holding register becomes empty. When that will become empty? When the transmission is complete. So I'll check for that flag to be equal to 1. If that is equal to 1, then it will come out of the while loop and then I'll go out. So I don't have to worry about clearing the transmit holding register empty flag because that would be automatically cleared next time when I load a new value to transmit holding. So that is regarding transmission of data. Reception of data, first I have to wait for the status. How do I know whether somebody else has given me a data? Again, I take the help of UART0 line status register, perform a bitwise end of hexadecimal 01. I don't do any shifting operation because the first bit or the LSB of UART0 line status register has the status of receive buffer register, just like the fifth fellow is having. Or if you are interested, put left shift by 0. Both of them are same. So the very first bit of UART0 line status register contains the flag for receive data. So what is the name of the flag? Receive buffer register full flag. Okay. Transmit holding register empty flag. Receive buffer register full flag. So that flag will become 1 at the moment a complete data is received by the microcontroller. So I'll check whether this fellow is equal to 0. If this fellow is equal to 0, what does it mean? It means that the microcontroller has not received any data. So in that case, we have to keep waiting here. So while as long as the receive buffer register full flag is 0, I keep waiting. The moment it is 1, it means somebody else given me a data which I would read. So my data equal to, where from I have to read? UART0 receive buffer register RBR. Because we have two separate registers in LPC2148. One for transmission, the other one for reception. The register that is used for transmission is UART0 transmit holding register, and the register that is used for receiving data is called UART0 receive buffer RBR. And then you return this value of my return. So define what is my data vector. So that would complete my reception. Again, there is no need for clearing the receive buffer register for the next operation, because the moment you read value from this UART0 receive buffer register, automatically that flag would be cleared. So it would be ready for the next iteration. So clearing these bits is taken care of by the processor. During transmission, when you load a value, it is cleared. During reception, once you read a value, it is, so let us not worry about it. So these are the three functions which I would be interested to use in UART.h, which we will see in our application. I'll quickly run through these functions. So pin select 0, we make 05 for configuring port 0.0 and 0.1 as UART pins. 83 is for first two bits 1 and DLAB bit equal to 1. And DLL and DLM, we set 391 decimal for 9600 baud. And finally, we clear the DLAB bit equal to 0. So this DLAB equal to 0. And the first two bits remain as 1. So this is DLAB equal to 1 DLAB. This is regarding initializing UART. And during transmission and reception, we have to take the help of UART0 line status register. Make a note of this S here. S stands for status register. So two bits are of important for me. First one is the fifth bit, and the next bit is the 0th bit. What is the significance of the fifth bit? Transmit holding register empty flag. When this flag is equal to 1, it means the data is successfully transmitted. It is successfully transmitted. If it is 0, that means the transmission is not complete. And similarly, the first bit of UART0 line status is receive data ready flag. This particular flag it is equal to 1 when the data is successfully received. When this flag is a 0, it means that we have not received anything. So this is similar to transmit and interrupt and receive interrupt flag of AD. So we have to check the fifth bit for transmission. We have to check the first bit of for reception. So that is what we do in the transmission reception algorithm. So how to transmit data? Move the data to be transmitted to transmit holding register. UART0 transmit holding register. You load with whatever data that you want to send, and then check for UART0 transmit holding register empty flag is. So how do I check it? Take UART0 line status register, do bitwise and off, hexadecimal 01 left shifted by 5 times. Why 5 times? That is where my flag is there. So if this result is equal to 0, you keep waiting while. So that's how we check for transmit. So that is what we do here. So I put whatever the data that I want to transmit in holding register, and then I check for the fifth bit whether it is equal to. If it is equal to 1, then I will come out. This is for transmit. And for reception, you have to check the receive data ready flag. Receive data ready flag is the first bit of UART0 line status register. So take UART0 line status register, do bitwise and off, hexadecimal 01 straight away. No shifting because the first bit we are checking. So if this result is a 0, is equal to a 0, which means no data is received. So I keep waiting there while 1, not a double equal to here. If it is equal to 1, then it will come out. That means somebody has given you a data. That data you read. So my data is equal to, where from you read? UART0 receive buffer RBM. That is where you have to read. So I check for UART0 line status register 01. Check the LSB. If it is equal to 0, I wait. I wait here indefinitely. I'll wait. The moment it is a 1, I'll come out, grab the data, and then return that back. Now let us use that functions that we have developed and then try and solve practical problems. As usual, we solve one problem for transmission and one problem for reception. In the transmission problem, we transmit a constant text. You interface your computer with LPC2148 and then start transmitting. So when I say that when you are interfacing your LPC2148 with computer, then you need to use a serial trans receiver IC, which I am not discussing here because your LPC2148 is a 3.3 volt compatible device. Your PC is plus or minus 12 volt compatible device when it comes to serial communication. So in order to remove this incompatibility, you have to use a serial trans receiver device. In this case, we use MAX3232. That is the SMD version of MAX232. It takes 3.3 volt this side and converts plus or minus 12 volt on the other side. So it takes care of the voltage issues in the serial communication, and the logic still remains the same for computer as well. So in the first problem, we transmit welcome to EIE from LPC2148 microcontroller to computer every 1 second. And in the second case, we perform a home automation system where we send some fixed commands from computer and try to control some load. This program is the template program which is applicable for any automation system, be it is a UART-based system or you are trying to control the same thing by using Bluetooth device. So let us take the Proteus and then first let us control this fellow with a serial device. So I take a virtual terminal and connect it here. So virtual terminal simulates your computer. So the first pin of LPC2148 port 00 is transmit pin. So I take that and connect it to the receive, and I take the transmit of this fellow and connect it to the receive. So that is as simple as that. But in practical scenario, you need to have a voltage translating device in between. That is not needed for simulation, so I'm not showing it. Let us include this main function, UART function here. So hash include UART dot. So that is the first thing. So the very first thing that I do is I initialize the UART, init UART. So init UART function would initialize the UART channel, and then the infinite while loop you transmit. So send the UART, send some constant text, say A or something with a delay. So we have already written hardware delay. So delay millisecond. For 1 second, I put 1000. So maybe I can reduce the time for time being to 500 millisecond, and then you compile this. So let us go back here and then connect our LPC2148 binary file and then start running this fellow. So you can see that the constant text of A is getting dumped. So that means communication is working. So in order to print strings, it is better we write a separate function. So I would love to have that function as well. So instead of putting a for loop every time, we define a function called void print UR. This fellow will print the strings directly. So unsigned character, my data. In this case, I pass the entire array, the reference of the array. So in this case, so how do I call that function? Print UR hello world. Directly when somebody is passing the string, I should be able to communicate. So while I take that my data of I, define what is I, integer I equal to 0. So my data of I means let us start from the first character and check whether it is not equal to a null character. If it is not equal to a null character, that means if it is not equal to a null character, then I would start sending it. Send UR. What I would send? My data of I. And then increment I to the next byte. So this fellow will transmit one byte at a time and check for the the null character of that string, and then it completes the string. So that is one way of checking it. So from the main program, main.c. So instead of using send UART, I'm using print UART, and then I use a constant string here. Welcome to EIE. Let us run this now. Okay, so it is printing. The problem is it is printing in a straight line. So if you want to force the system to have a new line, send the new line character. So send UART, send the character ASCII equivalent for carriage return, which is decimal 13. So this is my carriage return character, and then send UART decimal 10 or hexadecimal 0A is the line feed character. So this carriage return line feed will force the control to the next line, so that you would end up in having a new line every time the content printed. So all of you are with me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So this is regarding transmission. For reception, we will do a home automation problem. In the home automation problem, I want two devices. I don't know where I have given the 1.25 and 1.26. So you can use it anywhere. So I use the same port here itself. So let me take two loads, one light emitting diode and another light emitting diode. One light emitting diode is connected to port 0.9, another one is connected at port 0.8, let us say, and both of them are connected to ground. So I want to turn on these loads depending upon the command that is given by the user. So A, B, C, D. For A, I turn the first load on. For B, I turn the first load off. For C, I turn the second load on. And for D, I put the second load off. For any other command, let us put off both or do it. So in the place of transmitting data, we have to receive data. So serial data equal to receive UART. So this receive UART will return a function to serial data. So define what is serial data, unsigned character serial data. So once you receive a data from receive UART function, take a decision based on what is the content of serial data. So if serial data, if it is equal to capital A, then what I want to do? Digital write, which pin we are using? 8 and 9. So I want to write 8th pin with the value of 1. I turn it on, else if serial data, if it is equal to capital B, I will put off that load. Else if serial data, if it is equal to C, I turn the load from the 9th pin on. Else if the same fellow is equal to, this is else if, serial data, if it is equal to D, I put the 9th load off. If none of the conditions are satisfied, and I make serial data equal to 0. Some random, this is a dummy statement. Now let us go back to the, so let us send the comments. Capital A, so capital A turns on the first load, B turns off the first load, C turns on the second load, and D puts off that load. So A and C turns on, B and D puts off. Now this is the template program for receiving a command from a UART host and taking a decision based on it. When I say UART host, the host device in this case happened to be my personal computer. You can change the host device to any device for that. I would quickly tell you what I am trying to explain you. So this is my LPC2148 board or LPC2148 microcontroller. I am communicating this via UART with my computer. My computer in this case happened to be my host device. Tomorrow, if I change this host device with my mobile phone, okay, so I change this device with a mobile phone. So I send commands to this same LPC2148 microcontroller via Bluetooth in this case. All I need is a Bluetooth transceiver in the microcontroller end. So what I have to do, I have to take a Bluetooth transceiver like BT06. That fellow has 4 pins, power pins, a ground and a power pins, and the transmit and the receive. So you connect the transmit and receive pin of my Bluetooth dongle with my microcontroller's transmit and receive pin. You swap them, and then once you swap the transmit and the receive pins of my Bluetooth dongle with my microcontroller, then my microcontroller acts as a Bluetooth compatible device. So once you send commands, these commands, what are the commands that we have designed? A, B, C, D, like that. You can install a mobile app in your mobile phone. Lot of Bluetooth terminal softwares are there, BT terminals. So using those terminals, you can install in your mobile phone and send commands like A, B, C, D, whatever we send from computer. Now you send from your mobile phone, and via Bluetooth it will be received by this Bluetooth dongle, and then that information is communicated to microcontroller via UART. Now, interestingly, UART is never bothered about who is the host, whether the host is a computer or whether the host is a mobile phone or whether the host device is some other device. It is not really bothered. What microcontroller is bothered is what is the data that is coming via transmit pin and the receive. So what is the data that is coming via receive pin? It will receive and take some action. So eventually, the microcontroller doesn't know that it is actually connected to a Bluetooth device. It is only for our information. So as far as a microcontroller is received, it will always have an eye on the receive data pin. And when somebody gives that value, it reads and then do the processing. So when you see the difference in programming between this host and this host, there is nothing actually. The same program that we wrote just now, without even changing a single line of code, it exactly works for the Bluetooth compatible mobile host, which means even if you change n number of hosts, the program is not going to change, because as far as the microcontroller is concerned, the data that is going to come via the receive pin is what is important. Who is sending that data is none of the business of microcontroller. So this template program that we use can be used for Bluetooth-based home automation, Bluetooth-based robotic control. You can easily connect a couple of motors with the LPC2148, and then use a mobile phone to send commands like A, B, C, D, and make a small program for the LPC to move the robot forward or reverse, and you can do a lot of fun with that. So the same program that we wrote just now is applicable for that aspect. That's what I'm trying.